You're listening to The Unprofessional Entrepreneur, the podcast where small business owners learn to build their business unprofessionally. It's high time to stop stressing about having perfect content and a conventional way to market your business. I want you to embrace your unprofessional side and learn to succeed on your own terms. I'm your host, Feli, a feel-good marketing mentor and the owner of a content repurposing agency, FDVA. Tune in each Thursday when new episodes air, and let's build your business unprofessionally. All right. Here we are at the final episode of season 2 of the Unprofessional Entrepreneur podcast. It's funny because when I relaunched in May, was it May? Yes, in May of 2023, I really wasn't sure if I would ever pause the podcast. I didn't go into the show with an intention of I'm going to do this many episodes and that'll be the season. I just knew that I loved creating the podcast and I wanted to put out as many episodes as I could, which is why throughout the summer I actually did June through September 2 episodes a week, Tuesday, Thursdays. It ended up working out that Tuesdays were always guest episodes and Thursdays were solo, just because I had such an influx of people requesting to be guests. But I had so much to say on the back end that I knew I couldn't do alternating guest and me episodes, because I would just never get through all of the episodes I wanted to share. And a lot of the times I feel like if you record episodes really far in advance, I no longer want to put them out because they don't feel as relevant. So I like to record month by month personally, and guest episodes, they just come as they come. But yes, here we are, the final episode of season 2 of The Unprofessional Entrepreneur. Don't worry, I will be back in the new year. This is not like, I'm not sure when I'll come back, I just need a break. Like, no, I'm breaking to force myself to repurpose all of this amazing content that I put out there, because I believe in practicing what you preach, and I run a fucking content repurposing agency. So I will be diving deep into my own podcast episodes. I'm already starting to create reels based off of them, creating carousel posts, and I'm hoping to create more blog posts around these episodes to further drive traffic to my website, SEO, hello, but also have another format for you to listen, for you to consume, because I know not everybody listens or likes to listen. So there will be the written aspect. Will I do every single episode? No, because I don't believe every single piece of content needs to be repurposed. Some things are more ranty, and some things are more educational. And so the educational ones, those will definitely be priority to be turned into blog posts. I've already started. I think I've got like 5 out of like 65. So bear with me. But that's the little update for you. And I'm really excited because I wrote the outline for this post a little while ago, and I was like trying to decide, how do I end this season? What are the episodes that I'm going to put out in October? Because I want to have the last 3 episodes that you see be like impactful and powerful episodes. And I'm really happy with where we've landed. But today's episode is all about becoming the unprofessional entrepreneur, becoming unprofessional. And it was actually inspired when I did an interview for an audio summit with my friend Samantha Hoyliet. I'm pretty sure I said it right because I heard her say it the other day. But she made a comment about the rebrand case study episode, where I talked about how rebranding this podcast is what actually made it successful. Because in my first season of my podcast, which was called Feli's Fishbowl, I really struggled for listenership. I was getting no comments, no feedback, no nothing. I'm pretty sure my only reviews are from friends who like support me through everything I do. But when I rebranded as the Unprofessional Entrepreneur, like the comments, the pitches, like the people came out of the woodwork to tell me how much they love this show, which is what I wanted the whole time. So she said, say more, talk about rebranding, talk about how changing your messaging changed everything. Obviously, because she's a messaging expert, that's how she related to it and what she took away from the episode. But I was like, that's actually a really good point, because I know that all of you love a case study episode. Those are some of my solo episodes that are the most popular, when I'm like walking you through my thought process or my actions around something. So like the rebrand case study episode, and also the how I sold 54 times in April. That episode is also a really popular one because it's people who want to hear my opinion on how I did something, why I did something, what it resulted in. I'm not saying that's the type of content you need to create. I'm just saying those are the podcast episodes that I have gotten the most feedback from. Oh, another one is It's Okay to Get a Job. That's another one that gets a lot of feedback from. So I knew I wanted to end the show with an episode like that. I just wasn't sure of what it would be until Samantha inspired me. So thank you, Samantha. But there's three things I want to touch on. And the first is that becoming the unprofessional entrepreneur gave me my own corner of the market. I have been in marketing since 2019. I didn't study it. I didn't go to school at all. Actually, university, I didn't do it. I don't believe in it. That's another conversation. But when you're in the marketing space, when you're a marketing mentor, it's pretty vague. And it's important when you're in a more vague industry like that, for me as a mentor, to find your corner. You'll find people who speak on selling low ticket products, on selling high ticket marketing, converting with your content. Like there's always different little niche things. And I wanted my niche to be my brand, because my brand is what attracts my community, and that is what I kind of rely on to bring in clients and make myself known in the online space. And for a minute there, 2022, I really got lost in the sauce and couldn't find how I stood out. And I actually made an Instagram post talking about this, but I went the safe route and I picked really safe messaging that was actually really fucking basic. And pretty disappointing results came from it. Like I just didn't attract people. I didn't stand out in any shape or form when it came to my messaging on Instagram in the last year. And so it wasn't until recently that I've decided to like re-own Unprofessional on all the platforms that I've seen my content start to perform well again, start to bring in new people, start to elicit responses, which is what we always want. We want to be having conversations. So no one that I see online is talking about doing it unprofessionally. That's where I stand out, because people find me and they say, I love that you talk about being unprofessional. I love that you own being unprofessional. Like everyone wants to be experts. Everybody wants to be seen as professional. And I'm over here being like, yeah, fuck that. Like I'm an expert and I'm unprofessional. And because of that, it just brings in people that are so interested in what that means, and also how to get out of the race and the grind and the facade of trying to be professional. Because let's be real, none of us are actually professional by definition if we're entrepreneurs. And now I get to claim it. I get to claim that I'm known for teaching how to build your business unprofessionally. I'm known for being the space for unprofessional entrepreneurs and all that that entails. And not only do I love that, so does my audience. And isn't that the sweet spot we're all looking for? Another big thing that I've learned from becoming unprofessional is that it is a great talking point. Just like owning my own corner of the internet, everybody wants to ask about it. It's self-explanatory, but every conversation, every DM starts with, what does it mean to be an unprofessional entrepreneur? I'm obsessed with the fact that you title yourself unprofessional. How did you find the title of being unprofessional? It's a really easy invite for me to share my story, which we all know builds relationships like no tomorrow. And it's also really fucking memorable because nobody else is saying it. Nobody else is claiming it, and I love a little bit of individuality. I don't know if it's my Gemini, if I'm an Enneagram 4, like, do not tell me that I am the same as someone else. Do not tell me that I remind you of someone. I am a unique individual, and I want to be that with my whole entire being through and through. And so being the unprofessional entrepreneur brings me so much satisfaction, because I feel like I am the only one talking about this. And if there's someone else out there saying it, please don't fucking tell me. And the third thing that I love about becoming unprofessional is that it's something people aspire to be. Since I've started this business, I've had the quote aspire to inspire like all through my branding, all through my marketing. It used to be like the first thing you saw when you landed on my website when I was a travel blogger for a very quick minute. Um, but it's all I want to it's all I want for my life. Like I truly believe my purpose on this planet is to show people that they can be deeply happy. My name literally is the Latin derivative of the word happiness, and I think that I'm here to show you that you can live a life of happiness. Whatever that looks like, I guarantee you it's not a white picket fence. But that's what this space is about. That's what my mission on this planet is. And giving people the permission to be unprofessional is giving people something to aspire towards, which is being themselves. Not only do you get to work for yourselves, you'll be able to put your middle finger up to the old boys way of doing entrepreneurship. It's being unprofessional is the black sheep of the black sheep, if you will, is what I wrote. I've been looking for a different word for black sheep. I guess like outcast or misfit or oddball, but like it's owning all your oddities and then being proud of it and finding people who celebrate you for it. That is what being unprofessional is to me. And that is what I've seen again and again since I've owned and gone all in on being unprofessional. If you're someone who's wanting to become unprofessional and this is the first episode you've landed on, I encourage you to go back to episode 27, which is the first episode of the rebrand of the podcast where I announced Unprofessional Entrepreneur is the title. But I talk about the definition of what it means to be unprofessional. And I think that is a great episode for all of you who are like, I love it, but like, I don't get it. How do I even start? That episode will give you a lot of ideas about yourself, of what it is to be unprofessional and how you can start being more unprofessional, if you will. But of course, I also offer one-on-one mentorship. I'm here to help you build your business unprofessionally in whatever shape or form that looks like for you. I help my clients build a business that works for them, right? So I have clients that have renounced social media. I have clients that are going for the content creator and trip host instead of the coaching route. I have clients that are burning down their coaching packages to rebuild in a sustainable way through memberships and high ticket one-on-one instead. There's so many different ways you can build your business. Whatever works for your lifestyle is what we're going to focus on. And there's a big emphasis on feel-good scheduling. So if you haven't listened to that episode, I recommend you go back and check it out. But yeah, if you're curious about what it is to receive unprofessional one-on-one coaching, check out the show notes and apply to work with me, or send me a DM and I'll send you a link to get on my calendar and we can just connect and have a totally unprofessional, no pressure chat. But I think I've said the word unprofessional enough for one episode. I love you and leave you as I do every episode, but this time it's I'm loving you and leaving you for the season. I will catch you all in the new year. 2024 is when I'll be back. I'm guessing it'll be more February than January because my January is going to be occupied by doing my paperwork for a French visa to be able to live in France with my then husband. I will be legally married, even though I haven't had my real wedding, as I call it. But yeah, I will love you and leave you. See you all next year. If you miss me in the meantime, my DMs are always open to you, and feel free to continue binging, continue sharing, continue rating, reviewing, subscribing, whatever it is these platforms ask of you. And I will catch you all next season on another episode of The Unprofessional Entrepreneur. And as always, For the last time of 2023, I'd like to remind you to stay unprofessional.